All right, we're about to go over the rest of these Madden ratings. They dropped the quarterbacks, offensive line, and cornerbacks back on Friday. Sorry I couldn't get this to you over the weekend. It involved a lot of golfing, drinking, and sleeping. So now that my batteries are officially recharged, let's get into these final Madden 23 ratings. And I'm pretty pissed. Let's go over Cam Hayward's rating, though, real quick, because I believe they dropped that Thursday, and I forgot about it. So Cam Hayward, they have at a 93, which I think should be higher, make it a 95, 96. But at the same time, whenever Madden dropped the top 10 interior defensive linemen, Cam Hayward came in at number 2, just behind Aaron Donald. And I think that's what most of us can agree upon. I just think the gap shouldn't be as wide because Aaron Donald's a 99. Cam Hayward's a 93. Like I said, bump him up to a 95, 96. Now here's the cornerback ratings for the Steelers. We got Ahkello Witherspoon at a 79 overall. Levi Wallace at a 77. Cam Sutton at a 76. James Pierre at a 70. Justin Lane at a 70. Arthur Mallett at a 65. And then Lyndon Stevens, have no clue who that is, at a 62. I actually don't think these ratings are that bad. Maybe you could bump up Witherspoon and Wallace a rating or two. But I also understand the thought process of thinking that they have a little bit more to prove still. Where it gets weird, though, is they have James Pierre as the fastest cornerback out of this unit. And not just the fastest, but also the fastest by 3 overalls. He's 93 speed. The next fastest guy is Ahkello Witherspoon at 90 speed. Levi Wallace is also a 90. So you could check the 40 times. I definitely don't think James Pierre is the fastest guy in this unit. But again, like the Spillane rating, not the end of the world. I don't mind Madden actually rating Steelers a little bit higher than what their overall should be or what their speed rating should be. So that's not the end of the world. But when you compare it also to Arthur Mallett, who's a 65 overall, James Pierre's a 70, Justin Lane's a 70, and he's 85 speed, that's pretty disrespectful to Arthur Mallett. I actually think Mallett should be rated higher than Pierre and Lane. If they're at a 70, Mallett should probably be like a 71, 72. But that 85 speed is just downright disrespectful. Now, this is where it officially gets terrible, atrocious, appalling, whatever adjective you want to use. And we won't even start off with the Steelers' ratings in this category. And we're talking quarterbacks. First, Matt Stafford. They have him at an 85 overall, the 10th best quarterback according to the ratings. You know, the guy that almost threw for 5,000 passing yards in the regular season, 40-plus touchdowns, goes on the road in the playoffs, beats Brady and the Bucs, wins a Super Bowl with a clutch fourth quarter game-winning drive. Yeah, they have that guy as the 10th best quarterback in the game at an 85 overall. These people are idiotic. It almost reminds me of the time, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, after Big Ben led the NFL in passing yards, and then they come back the next year and Madden rates him at an 85 overall as well. These guys are morons. So they have Stafford rated worse than the guy that he beat in the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's a 90 overall. I mean, it's 5 overalls worse, mind you. Dak Prescott at an 89. Justin Herbert at an 88. Lamar Jackson at an 87. Russell Wilson at an 87, which leaves Matt Stafford as the 10th best quarterback in the game. I don't even know why I'm that upset about this. It really doesn't affect me at all, but I know ball when I see it, and this is just flat outright disrespect. But trust me, it gets even worse for the Steelers. And we'll just go over strictly the rookie quarterback ratings to start off. They have Desmond Ritter as the best rated rookie quarterback at a 70 overall. At number 2, they have Malik Willis at a 69 overall. At number 3, Matt Corral at a 68. And obviously they did this on purpose because Pickett is also at a 68. But they put him below Corral whenever they did the little list that they post on social media. This is horrific. It's truly disturbing. You can't have the only rookie quarterback that was drafted in the first round not have the best rookie quarterback rating for this year's Madden. I mean, it's not even like the next guy was taken in the second round either. Everyone was taken in the third round and later when you're talking quarterbacks. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, though, let's say that Madden doesn't necessarily do their ratings based off where a player was drafted. Because I went back into some Madden history, and even though Danny Dimes was drafted, I think it was, 5th or 6th overall, they gave him a 63. But here's a couple questions. Were any of those other rookie quarterbacks a Heisman finalist last year, not named Pickett? The answer is no. And then were any of these other quarterbacks able to throw for 40-plus passing touchdowns last year? The answer is no. And also, who was the most undisputed, there was no doubt about it when you ask scouts or any analyst on TV, the most pro-ready quarterback coming out in this year's draft? Yes, the answer was Kenny Pickett. So why is that not reflected in the ratings no matter where he was drafted? So no matter what way you slice it, if you want to go based off where he was drafted, he was the first quarterback taken, and no other quarterback was taken until the third round. If you want to slice it that way, Pickett should have a higher rating. Or if you want to slice it that, hey, yeah, where they're drafted really doesn't matter. It's more about how we feel about the quarterback and how they played in college. How pro-ready are they? Well, Kenny Pickett checks all the boxes there. But the last thing I wanted to look at was Pickett's rating compared to a bunch of the other rookie quarterbacks over these last several years. So we'll start off with 2022. Trevor Lawrence, first quarterback taken, 78 overall. Zach Wilson at a 75. They have Trey Lance at a 74. He played one game in college the year prior before getting drafted. Justin Fields at a 74. Mac Jones at a 71. And then to make matters worse, they had Kellen Mond, who threw for 2,200 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 3 picks his senior year, as a 67, only one overall less than what Kenny Pickett was rated in this Madden. 2021, Joe Burrow at a 76, Justin Herbert at a 70, Tua at a 73, Jordan Love at a 71, all rated higher than Kenny Pickett. In Madden 20, Kyler Murray at a 73, Daniel Jones, as I said, at a 63, Dwayne Haskins at a 72. And then you go back to Madden 19, Baker Mayfield at an 81, Sam Darnold 75, Josh Allen 74, who was considered a project at the time, Josh Rosen at a 78, Lamar Jackson at a 79. And then let's go back 1 year before that, Mitch Trubisky at a 77, Patrick Mahomes at a 76, Deshaun Watson at a 76. So again, no matter what way you want to look at it, Kenny Pickett's rating is pretty much unprecedented. For one, where he was drafted in the first round, and also what he did in his senior year. But is this shocking? I guess not, because Kenny Pickett is now a Steeler, and we know how EA and Madden rate the Steelers players and how biased they are against the team. It's Bush League, basically. It's Bush League. This is amateur hour, and that's what Madden is okay with, I guess. But here's the rest of the ratings for the Steelers quarterbacks. They have Mitch Trubisky at a 69. Also should be higher, I think. Get him in like the 72, 71 range, because they have Sam Darnold, Andy Dalton, Daniel Jones at a 70, Trey Lance at a 72, Davis Mills at a 71. So Mitch Trubisky should at least be in that low 70s range. Mason Rudolph absolutely disrespected at a 62 overall, and then Chris Oladokun at a 59. And you really don't have to look much further than Mason and Chris Oladokun to see how much Mason is getting disrespected, because he's only 3 overalls higher than a 7th round rookie we just drafted. I think Mason should probably be at least like 67. 62 seems way too low. And then quickly, let me go over the offensive linemen. They have James Daniels at a 78. Probably could be in the 80s range, but this is where, again, everything that Madden does just kind of falls off the wayside, because they have Kendrick Green rated as our tied for second best offensive lineman on this team. So obviously, again, the EA developers don't know football. They don't watch the game and just throw shit out there. Maybe it's just because he was drafted in the 3rd round last year. I guess they don't know that he got benched later in the season. I guess we said it was for injury, but obviously we brought in a whole different lineup combination. The offensive line was a lot better. Dotson at a 73. He was hurt last year. I do think he should be higher. He was one of our better offensive linemen when he played. And then Chooks at a 70. This doesn't feel right when we just gave him a big-time contract this offseason. Dan Moore at a 69. Mason Cole at a 68. Mason Cole seems pretty low. Probably should be in the 70s. But yeah, I mean, our offensive line, it definitely needs to prove themselves this upcoming year, and I think they will. Hopefully some of these ratings will get higher as the season goes on. But that is it for Big Deke News. Let me know what you guys think of the Madden ratings, whether you're talking league-wide or if it just pertains to the Steelers. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Stay chilling. Peace.